Typhus at present time, Ralph Johnson, Superintendent. The late Fred Kruger, greenkeeper at Olympia Fields Country Club. The maintenance of the 4 18-hole golf course was a trying job. Fred Kruger giving instructions to one of his men in regards to some side work. Four 18-hole courses at Olympia Fields Country Club required many laborers, horses, and various pieces of equipment operated under the direction of the late Fred Kruger, greenkeeper. A mechanic at Medinah Country Club using a chain hoist to remove a motor from a tractor. This type of work is usually not necessary on the present-day tractor. It sure was in the earlier years. Mowing greens with a power mower required less energy than was required to do the same job with hand mowers. This toolbox used to store equipment used for maintenance on a certain area on a golf course at Chicago Golf Club. Disease control and liquid fertilizer being applied with a barrel and siphon, requiring 1 or more hours per green. Today, it can be done in about 3 minutes. Some contrast. John McGregor, the second president of the National Golf Course Superintendents Association, believes in getting on his knees to diagnose a problem, and with his trusty knife removes a small section of turf to find out what the smell is like. Reseeding greens was a job the greenkeeper expected to find necessary every season on the old seeded type green, followed by top dressing and fertilizing. Sod cutting with the horse-drawn machine and the tractor-drawn cutter was a big improvement. The art of repairing a small area on a green and doing an excellent job was something not everyone could do. One had to have a knowledge and a willingness and pride in doing an excellent job. Screening top dressing soil at Olympia Fields Country Club. Dust and hard work were part of the job. Results were satisfactory. Women digging weeds on greens. At times satisfactory. Many times I wonder which did the most damage, the weeds or the weeders. Some of us remember the days when tees were mowed with hand mowers. The late John McGregor decided there must be an easier and faster way. A triplex mower was tried, a custom of today. Fertilizing large areas with this type of spreader is a thing of the past. The rotary spreader has taken over, doing a faster and more satisfactory job. The sheep and the mowers did not get along too well. The mowers won and the sheep went to the pasture. Fred Ingerson, greenkeeper at Shoreacres Country Club, instructs the men with size and a driver with the team of horses and the old hay mower. This was the only way these 32-foot ravines on the golf course could be mowed in the earlier years. I wonder how many men of today would know how to cut grass with a scythe. Note the fly nets on the horses, back just plain old burlap. Killing weeds on a golf course was somewhat different in the middle 20s. The late John McGregor, greenkeeper, Chicago Golf Club, wanted to kill the weeds in the rough on the golf course with iron sulfate. The old farm drag behind was to rough up the weeds. Grass and weeds turned black. Turf grass survived. Weeds, a percentage, remained. A model of the cars explained this picture was not recently taken. The event was a meeting of the Midwest Golf Course Superintendents at the Hill Brothers Evergreen Nursery, Dundee, Illinois. Dust was no problem. All of us had been in it before. Association members were then guests of Mr. Hill for dinner at Crystal Lake Country Club. There are some clubs that go into the flowers in a big way. Ravsiloe Country Club, Homewood, Illinois, was one. It was a breathtaking beauty and aroma to walk among the many varieties. Olympia Fields Country Club on the far south side of Chicago did themselves proud with their flowers. During the late 20s, it consisted of 72 holes. The clubhouse measured 1/4 mile around the outside. It was a real showplace. The sound of this movie was made possible through the courtesy of the GCSAA and the MAGCS, and narrated by Ray Gerber, retired golf course superintendent, June 10, 1976.